Okay, the final conclusion. The amp that you see on top of the one that's below it, that shouldn't be here because I was originally selling that. That was brand new. And it turns out that it was in here. I was actually riding with that one, you know, with my current setup. And but I put a stronger one while still maintaining below the set max limit, where you know you don't want to mess up your speakers or subs. And because like I said, the bottom amplifier is very powerful. Right now it's running in a 4 ohm load at 9900 watts continuous RMS divided by 2. Each one's eating about what, 450, but according to my calculations, I summed up it's doing 565 per sub. And it does, I just needed to retune it. I needed to upgrade my stereo, but the bottom amp is bigger than the top one. It's the same brand, and it's a kicker. And the top one, the one I was selling it, but I met this guy. Well, this interested buyer off the one of those apps where you sell. He was interested in buying it, and it's new, and there's nothing wrong with it because I had it working. I had it pushing my subs, but it turns out that I guess the dude didn't know what he was doing. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and I reinstall it. You know, this ain't the ultimate setup for anybody. I mean, this is kind of done fast and it's secure everything, but I wouldn't recommend anyone to do this. But I already did this, you know. Previous to that, I only had the long amp. Well, I had the top one first because they're brand new, both of them. And I removed that one to put this big one and this the stronger one, which you see at the bottom. Only thing separating that is that nice piece of wood, that solid wood. And all the other drawback is that I might, but it's kind of a little bit, there ain't too much space right there where I'm pointing my finger. Right there in that little, in between that little battery, that separate little additional battery I got back there. It's a small little buddy. It ain't even that powerful, but it does make a difference. So the only thing I didn't do back there, I should have just lowered down the gain completely, because that amp is not being even, it's on. It has an active feed, you know, because you could tell right here. Look at the bottom, but doesn't have the any wires going into anything, to any impedance. Well, that one's, they're both at 4 ohm. Right now I have them at 4 ohm each one, but the bottom one ain't even used. So I in theory I should lower down the gain, but it's gonna be kind of difficult because I have that little battery back there. It's a 600 water, and it's bolted to some those pieces of fine wood you see. But in order for me to get in between that, I might have to unbolt one of those screws. I didn't want to do that right now, so just keep in mind, I might have to do that. I might find a key to retune, bring down the gain completely, because the bottom one ain't being, it's connected, it's an active feed, but it's not being triggered. And this is the last step to your ride. As soon as I do this, I'm verified, because the dummy that came to try to buy the speakers, he had some kicker, but I think he had them in. I didn't get to check with my digital voltmeter to see what impedance he was at, but I more than suspect that he had it at 1 ohm. And he tried to push this in a 1 ohm, and it kept going into power mode. And previous to that, my speakers are better than his. I know that, right? But I'm not trying to like talk about that right now, because I know I was pushing this. I know that right now that calculation of that box is reading 366 ohm, which rounds off to 4 ohm completely. 4 ohm, right? At 366, 4 ohm, and then I was matching it to my kicker, the top one, which I was also doing a 4 ohm at 600, because it's a 1200 kicker CXA. And I know when I was using it, it never went into protective mode. And like I said, I pulled it out because, you know, now I was going to sell it to get some money. Right now I needed some money. But right now I'm already upset, because right now I know I'm going to turn it on and it's going to work perfect, and it's never going to go into power mode. So this will be the last step into doing your build. I mean, I apologize for having to talk about such things, but, you know, you always got to treat your main prize, or your girl, like a queen that she is. And so therefore I'm treating this baby right now, my car, to a good treatment, a good spot treatment. So she's being showered right now with love and all that good stuff. So everything's secure and tight. The only thing is, on the ground on this one is so thick. I mean, this is a 4 gauge. I don't believe it's really a 4 gauge, but that yellow one you see, and I think that's what brand is that? It's Memphis, so it's good quality. That orange cable you see, it was supposedly that's 4 gauge. And the only thing I did see was a little, I mean, it's because, I mean, I disconnected the battery from the front, but this one was live. And when I was connecting this in the past, I had a little trouble even connecting this little guy over here. It was kind of, even doing reverse polarity, I still had issues, but I still managed to get it connected and everything was perfect and I had it right, you know. Worst case scenario, I might have to take this off and, you know, to take this thing off to know that it works. So like that, I know it works, man. It's a brand new amp, man. It just pisses me off because the dude tried to tell me that my amp was messed up, so therefore he wasn't gonna buy it. But now that I think about it, I'm just gonna keep it, because now what I'm gonna do, most likely, I'm gonna try to get everything situated correctly so nothing, no problems, this ground that's over here won't come off. I mean, not the ground, but the battery. So it won't jump off. Yeah, it was the battery, because it was a little bit thick and a little chunk of thickness was in there, going in there, and it's like grabbed, kind of secure with the bolt being turned by a hex. I mean a Allen key, and I'll give it some more security over there. But yeah, my intentions were to use the bottom amp, the stronger 1800 watt CXA kicker. And also then to use this guy for a W7 for a 13.5 and put the 13.5 in here in the back, so no one will ride with me, only one passenger, or my girl, or a relative, or this whole back piece right here. I'm gonna put that W7 back here, and that's to power this guy right here in the 2 ohm load. Or I might probably keep it at 4 ohm, which is still gonna be really powerful and strong. Like that way I won't mess it up, but it doubles the capacity when you go from W6 to W7, so it's still a little bit kind of dangerous to do that, you know. Maybe just keep it at a 4 ohm and use less wattage, which will be 600. So 600, right there, continuous. So that might be a better level to keep it at. Have the W7 back here, the 13.5 big woofer, the big brother. Have one back here in his own box, secured and tight, and like that, I won't have to put nothing in here in the back. I could ride clean. But this is the last step, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video. But make sure you tune in. I will upload this to the session of the converting your 5-speed automatic, you're converting your automatic coupe K24A 4-cord chassis into a standard chassis, whether it be a 5-speed or 6-speed. But I decided to go with the 6-speed, the ASB3 Type R, the CL7 Accord Euro R, K20 AI Type R. So the ASB3 6-speed. So this is what this whole thing is about. I just go ahead and give you a heads up, see what happens right now. But right now the amplifiers are tuned. This one is as well, the top one, the one that shouldn't even be here, but this moronic buyer just wasted my time. But it's okay. I went ahead and worked out today for several hours doing this, and I'm almost done. I'm about to turn it on right now and see what happens. I had a little bit of problems connecting it, just one cable, which was the battery, but I don't think it should pose too many problems now. Other than just removing it securely and then taping the tape. And that's it. Just keeping the tape really secure like I had it, because those were actually secured with electrical tape. So like that, they won't cause any drama. But let me go ahead and cut the video. But tune in.